Oh, good afternoon, and welcome back to class. I'm your host, Alan Vincias, and today we'll be discussing the evolution of long-distance communication and how Samuel F.B. Morse radically impacted the world of communication. But first, I want to take you back almost 6,000 years to Middle Earth.
When the men of Gondor needed aid from the rise of Rohan, they had to light a series of beacons. This was the fastest means of communicating over long distances at the time, but the beacons could only be used once. The beacons were one way, so the side that received the message could not reply, and the amount of work it took to haul that many logs over the mountains is another reason why this form of communication no longer exists.
Hear ye, hear ye! The Queen has none other.
In the 18th century, in Europe and North America, town criers were relied upon to pass information. This was another unreliable form of communication since it took a very long time to travel from town to town. Town criers often wore elaborate clothes to attract attention as they shouted their announcements through the streets.
Dearest Mother, the Redcoats have arrived in Boston. They are acting as though they control the place, and many of the fellow Bostonians are outraged.
Letters have been sent back and forth between people for hundreds of years, but there wasn't a national postal service in the United States until the 18th century. The postal service wasn't very reliable, though, as letter carriers were often robbed or they lost mail they were supposed to deliver.
Animals have often been used for communication as well. For a short period, a mail service known as the Pony Express delivered mail across the nation in less than 2 weeks, which was unprecedentedly fast. Pigeons were used to send secret notes during war times, and even dogs played a role in spreading information.
What is it, Lassie? Jimmy fell in the well!
All this changed in 1825. Samuel F.B. Morse was painting a portrait of the Marquis de Lafayette in Washington when he received a letter from his father. The letter read, "Your dear wife is convalescent." Immediately, Morse left for his home in Connecticut, but by the time he had arrived, his wife had already been buried. Grief-stricken, he quit painting to pursue a means of rapid, long-distance communication. Morse thought that if he had only received the information about his wife sooner, he could have at least seen her before she died. Samuel Morse's hard work manifested itself in the invention of the telegraph in 1844.
Morse's invention revolutionized long-distance communication and laid the road for new technology to come. It played an integral role in the area of manifest destiny, and it helped Lincoln win the Civil War. Oh, here it is. Samuel F.B. Morse was easily one of the most influential people in America's history.